Hi Gemini, welcome to your October reading. My name is Linda. Thanks for tuning in. I've already shuffled your cards and put your spread down. So what we have here is where you are now, the challenge you face, the resources you can use, the hidden forces, the potential outcome. Okay. Two major arcana cards here, both in reverse. From the runes, we're going to pull one to give a little more insight on what is the spiritual lesson in your energy right now. Oh, we have the blank rune. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, it's the Gibo, which is the X there. So it's actually very similar to the Lovers card. So, okay, this seems pretty clear for me. You have what looks like here a change in the nature of your connection with someone, and for some of you, if that's a marriage, which could very clearly be spoken of here because you also have the Hierophant card in your reading, which is also in reverse, and the Hierophant can be a card about commitments, about marriage in particular, about contracts and promises. And because both of these are in reverse, I would say for some people watching this reading, this could be a divorce or a split or breakup of some kind with someone who you've been seriously involved with for some time. If it's not, I'm going to give another interpretation later, but I'm going to go into this energy first and see what comes up. So Lovers reversed, there could be here a breakup or a shift or a change in a partnership of some kind. If you're sort of a romantic relationship, we could be looking here at a business partnership as well because it's equally relevant with the Lovers and the Hierophant card. Now, in the position of the challenge you face, you have the King of Cups and he's in the reverse position. So how I'm seeing that in terms of your spread here and in this energy is that there is some emotional healing to do, and you need to be aware here that in order to deal with this energy, with this current situation, there needs to be a softening, because the King of Cups in the reverse can be too blocked emotionally, or he can be too intense emotionally, or he can be hard and not in his compassion or love or kindness, right? So that I feel like that's a relevant message here with the challenge of the Lovers being in reverse. King of Cups needs to maintain his emotional awareness and intelligence and focus on handling what he needs to handle in a very compassionate, loving, and kind way, even if things are not like easy or gentle or smooth. You need to continually channel your emotional intelligence and your emotional, what's the right word there? Like, you need to have endurance. You need to have emotional endurance for this situation. Emotional intelligence doesn't necessarily mean that you are perfectly emotionally rounded and mature, but that it's more like you are willing to be in difficult emotional environment and stick it out, and not just have a temper tantrum and walk off, or not try to dominate a situation or turn an energy into something that you want it to be so that you can get the upper hand. Because what I'm seeing here with the King of Cups in the reverse is that is a little bit of a dominant energy and trying to get the upper hand or get the advantage in the situation. Okay? So be aware about that, and don't try to manipulate things to have them turn out just so that it's to your benefit and your advantage. You're coming through a time where what was once a beneficial arrangement, a mutually beneficial arrangement or agreement between two individuals, is now shifting. And you need to make sure that you take care of your responsibilities and that you continue to care for that person, even though you may be choosing to not stay under contract with them, that you still maintain a kind and gentle and loving approach to relating with them. Your relationship is shifting to a new phase or a new era or a new dynamic, but your love can still remain consistent there. So don't be emotionally manipulative in this situation, because I could see that happening here. Either emotionally manipulative or emotionally cold and distant. Just be really present. Stay present to the situation. Stay present to love and compassion. It's not obviously a romantic love, because that part of the energy has shifted. But there needs to be a consistency in love nonetheless. And you need to maintain emotional availability and responsibility. Now, Two of Pentacles is in the position of the resources that you can use. So here I feel like you're on the fence about something, and obviously Pentacles is relating to money. I would say here, I think there needs to be fairness. Again, I've kind of felt that with the King of Cups as well. There needs to be fairness. There needs to be sharing. There needs to be consistency. There needs to be adaptability. I think you need to see two sides of the coin, right? I think that the message of this card is that you need to be aware of the two people in this card, in the Lover's card, the two people in this experience, and do what's fair and do what's right by both of those people. Be graceful, be elegant, be adaptable, be flexible, and be fair. Those are the keywords for you. And this card in this position is the energy of what resources you can use. So this is about kind of like the general, I guess, advice or insight about what action to take or how to move forward in this energy to give yourself that chance of the best possible outcome. And not just for you, but for the other people involved. Now, the hidden forces here is the Nine of Wands. That's an interesting energy here. I think that I feel what I'm feeling in that card right now is a kind of resentment. And I think it's also kind of a warning. Like there is also a kind of endurance in the Nine of Wands, but how I'm feeling this energy in your reading is it's kind of informing me of what you could need to be aware of. Like don't self-victimize. That's basically what I'm seeing here. Like if you feel like there's been something unfair and the reason why maybe there's a split or going of separate ways is because perhaps you feel like you've been treated unfairly or there's been something unfair in the circumstances. This is about not feeling sorry for yourself, not self-victimizing, and also not identifying with like being maybe taken advantage of or being the underdog, but just being like, yeah, again, neutral, fair, adaptable, graceful. And don't let a circumstance or a situation harden you. Move through this as gracefully and as swiftly as possible so that you can move on. Like make sure all the agreements are taken care of as well with the Hierophant reverse here. I think agreements need to be tended to. Agreements need to be kept and upheld. Even if both people are agreeing to end the contract, then the terms and conditions of that contract need to be honored and people need to be treated fairly. And you don't need to be having some kind of emotional meltdown or emotionally cold or distant energy, which will make it a hindrance to this process being facilitated in the best way that it possibly can. So don't get in the way of things by being moody or emotionally stagnant or distant or in any way just not present to what's happening here. And take care to be true to your word, true to your agreements, and be fair. Be fair. Being fair keeps coming out here. Now you have this rune here, which is called Gibo. It's actually called quite similar to the Lovers. You see the X here. I'm seeing that as well in this Two of Pentacles card, like this, the way the infinity symbol is crossing at the middle. So I'm going to open up the description and read it to you so you can hear it straight from the notes. So, gift. Gibo. The gifts in both in the sense of sacrifice and in generosity, indicating balance. Again, what have I been saying? Balance. All matters in relation to exchanges, including contracts, personal relationships, and partnerships. Everything we've been talking about. So, there's no reversal for this rune, obviously, because it's the same both in the upright and in the reverse. So, there's only one interpretation, but it can fall in a debilitated way, and that would depend on the other cards in the reading. And because I'm kind of feeling this King of Cups might be bringing a little bit of trouble to the table, I'm going to give the reverse interpretation as well, just so that you hear both sides of it and you can take what you need from the messages and work with that to get the best out of yourself and the situation. So what it says here is greed, loneliness, dependency, obligation, toll, privation, and bribery. So be aware about that. Don't take more than your fair share. Don't over-sacrifice. That's what I was feeling from the Knight of Wands. Like, don't victimize yourself. Don't over-sacrifice. Don't overstate your feelings or your position. Keep yourself in check here. Be present. Keep saying that. Be present. Be fair. Be equanimous. Be equal. Acknowledge the partnership. Acknowledge the person that you are splitting from. Acknowledge what you promised them and come through on that. Like, fulfill your word. Even though the contract may be getting, what's it called? The contract is being broken, right? Like, whatever promises were made between these two people, those people are agreeing to end that. But there's something else in here about being fair, about like doing the right thing, being equanimous, not overstating, not overcompensating yourself. Just be fair. Don't be emotionally immature. Don't be manipulative. Just be fair. Don't be resentful. Don't be self-victimizing. Don't be whatever. Don't be anything other than present and fair and clear in your communication, unbiased, neutral, clear, clean energy between you, good communication, clarification so that there can be closure. Because this is not, I don't see this ending right now. Like, this is all still kind of open-ended. But the longer this drags out will depend on you. It will depend on how compassionate and kind and loving you can be. It will depend on how much you can reel in your own desire to overstate your case and press the other person for something in order to come out with the upper hand, right? Don't do that. Just do the right thing here. Do the right thing. Set yourself up for a better experience in your next relationship if you handle this in the right way. Just do the right thing. Don't try to juggle with this other person as well, right? Like, I'm seeing this as you kind of like promising something and then taking it back. Like, don't recant on your word. Don't toy with someone's emotions. Don't toy with someone's ability to get some closure and move forward in their life because you somehow have the ability to do so. I feel that in this reading. There's something you have more. I feel like you potentially could have more power. Maybe you have more money in this situation than the other person does. But don't use that to debilitate the other person or to take advantage of them. Okay, Gemini, I feel like I've covered everything here. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.